It's 9 o'clock. I'm turning us on, okay? Oh, fantastic.
7 o'clock.
Well, good evening and welcome to the Asset Management Committee on Wednesday, the 24th of June, 2026. And welcome to obviously everybody online as well. Thank you for joining us. So, hi, are you okay? Lovely. So, to start off with, item number 1 on the agenda are apologies. Can I have the apologies, please?
We have apologies from Councillor Crittenden, Driver and Hudson for personal commitments. Makinson and Wing are unwell and Councillor Young has an agreed extension.
Thank you. Declarations of interest. Are there any?
None.
None. Lovely. Item number 3, minutes. To approve the minutes of the Asset Management Committee held on the 15th of April 2026. Minutes 097/26 to 102/26 as a true record. Yeah. Yeah, lovely. Seconder. All those in favour? Thank you. I'll get through this. Right, item number 4. As you can imagine, it's very hot and we've got a lot to get through. So apologies, I am romping through this just to save our souls as we as we start to expire in the heat. So item number 4 on the agenda are the allotments. And just before I hand over to both Dean and Sam, who will explain things, as the asset management chair, I've had a meeting about the allotments, and there's a lot that we can sharpen up, tidy up and improve on and really assist in lots of ways. So this evening is sort of like the beginning of that, you know, equity across sites and making sure that we are doing the best for our residents that we can be. So there's a few things to go through to be able to get that done. And on that note, I will hand over to the Deputy Town Clerk. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. So this first report is the allotment waiting list and vacancy update. This updates members on the current allotment waiting list, the available vacancies and the proposed clarification of the deferral period of applicants who are not able to accept the plot immediately. Members are asked to note this report.
Any questions? No.
I'll note the report.
Lovely, thank you. That's the first one. Number 2.
This report is for various allotment matters. It asks members to consider several allotment matters, including metal raised beds, plant sales, waste storage, and investigating CCTV options to support site management and enforcement. Members are asked to consider whether to allow the raised beds, reaffirm the rule prohibiting plant sales, approve storage bays at Jackie Baker's, and investigate CCTV across all sites.
Now, so this basically is people asking for metal raised beds, amongst other things. And one of the things that we're desperately trying to do within the allotment site is to make it slightly more uniform, because otherwise, of course, if one person does something, another person might want to do it, and so on and so forth, and that leads to a lot of problems. So we have the obvious problem of discrepancy of like what constitutes a metal raised bed, you know what I mean? So if we're using old, effectively, you know, toxic metals that might not be good for the soil, it's not as good as if somebody bought something and so on and so forth. So we've got that sort of thing to consider, really. So that's why we've brought it to council. I don't know what people's thoughts are on this.
Yeah, I certainly don't agree with metal blanks.
Okay.
I do think some of the wooden raised beds, if we've got disabled allotment holders who can't get down to work in the land, then that's the kind of thing I would allow them to have. But wooden frame, trying to keep it, you know, try not to use pallets all over the place, but a wooden frame area, raised bed area, I think would be fine for disabled people.
Okay. So we've basically tried to veer away from metal on the site with regards to buildings, you know, like the greenhouses and stuff like that. We've really sort of like tried to keep metal off the site so far. So that's why we were again bringing it to council. Now, the problem again with the wooden ones is if, like Councillor Alban says, pallets actually highly toxic in the chemicals that they use to preserve them. So if people are using pallet wood, that's not necessarily a good thing either. So if we're thinking of wooden raised beds, are we stipulating? What are your thoughts? Councillor Shonk.
I agree that we should have the wooden raised beds, because some people have a drop bend and they're not getting up. I know I've got that feeling. Wheelchairs can go there. And then sometimes they can look tidier, as long as they're not too many. But the metal ones, they're going to go rusty and look unsightly.
Yes.
I think we should just ensure that only disabled plot holders have the raised beds. That then reduces the amount that's within the whole. I mean, if you have loads of raised beds all over the place, I mean, I don't know, I'm not a lot, but that would be my view, and I would prefer to see.
So I do believe there's an awful lot of raised beds on the allotment sites already.
Yeah.
So allotment officer was just saying about 90% of people have raised beds already.
90%.
Yeah.
It keeps it tidy.
Yeah.
It does. A lot of them look nice because they've got not necessarily raised beds, but they've got a raised area, so it keeps it nice and tidy, and it keeps what they've got growing encased, and it looks nice.
Yeah.
So I would say probably 90% of people have some sort of low or raised bed, depending on their ability.
Yeah.
Yeah, that changes my mind.
No, I'm surprised.
That changes my mind. I didn't realise it would be to that extent. And I think like where you've got kind of a small block of wood, you know, like not old-fashioned sleepers. I'm just talking about that's what's in my head, but not like bigger thing.
Yes.
Small block around, but they oblong. I mean, and can I just ask a question in relation to the plot sizes? Because obviously some people got whole plots, some have got half plots, and some have got quarter plots.
Yes.
Is that? May I ask Sam if that is that a problem on a large plot where we might have 3 or 4 raised beds, or is that?
I don't think it makes a difference as to the size of the plot. Obviously, they then limit the size of their beds as opposed to. A lot of them are made with woods that are recycled, not necessarily wood that has been purchased.
Okay.
Right. Councillor Hetherington and Councillor Green.
Well, I was like you, very surprised that 90% of the plots have got, because whenever I've been to allotments, I didn't notice that so many were raised beds. So I really don't know what to say about that. It's already been done, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're wood as opposed to obviously metal,
Yes,
which is why they're asking for metal.
Yeah.
I think the more that we delve into and really get on top of the allotments, actually, this is why we're bringing things, because all of a sudden we do need to get on top of the allotments. I'll just put it like that, okay? So this is why, we're bringing these things up. Thank you, Councillor Green.
The wooden raised beds are quite a recognised way.
Yes. Yes.
Garden.
Are we safe?
And what I don't like is people that store a lot of wood.
Storage.
Well, we're coming on to that, and I agree with you. So thank you. So I'm going to suggest, therefore, that with regards to raised beds, we ask for it to be wooden and not metal.
Yes.
Okay?
Agreed.
Are we all in agreement with that? Yep. Lovely.
Agreed.
Thank you. Do you need a second or a proposer? I'll propose it, and Councillor Hetherington will second it. So with regards to the first item on 4.2, it's wood, not metal. So the second item within this, did you want to explain, or do you want me to do a quick summary?
You can do a quick summary, yeah.
So, amongst our allotment sites, obviously different sites have different problems. One of the sites that we've got at the moment, Jackie Bakers, are doing things that are not necessarily in keeping with what we would like. Bear in mind that at the end of the day, we are the responsible party with the insurance and so on and so forth. So we've got to make sure that people are adhering to things, because otherwise things will come back and fall at our door. So it's quite crucial that we get onto this, and we are looking at ways that we can do that, which I shall bring to a future meeting. Jackie Bakers are doing various things, one of which is selling plants. There's also an awful lot of rubbish that's accumulated on their site that they are expecting other people to pick up. As you look at the picture of the pallets along the fence, there's an awful lot of things that somebody is expecting somebody to deal with, and that obviously somebody would be us. Now, our choice, of course, is we could go and clear that, and of course we could, but we do need to make it quite clear that this is a one-off and we do not do it for any other site.
Yeah.
So one of the things that I'm going to do in the near future is I was going to write a letter of introduction, as myself now being the chair of the Asset Management Committee, with the ideas that rules and regulations are going to be adhered to and reminded. People are going to be reminded of them, and also because not all sites are equal or equitable at the moment, and to remind them, you know, this doesn't happen on another site, so therefore you do have to do it on your site, and so on and so forth. Not to come down heavy on people the whole time, but just to explain to them, these are the rules we have. We do have, I mean, I'm going off piste here a minute, but one of the issues that we have too is people really don't like the fact that we have a burning ban. But obviously we do it for health and safety. We do it because other things might have happened on other sites. They don't know that, but we do, and so on and so forth. So just as sort of like a gentle reminder of who we are, what we do, we are the responsible organisation, and therefore things need to be adhered to. Along with that letter, just for information, we are going to, thank you, my group, put out a quarterly newsletter, so with tips, reminders, and so on and so forth, because I think people need to, again, be reminded of who we are, and that we've got their backs, but we're also, you know, it's our plot. It's not their plot, it's our plot, and they're renting it from us, and so on and so forth. So those things are coming at the moment. Installation of CCTV around certain areas would be part of that as well on different sites, because some sites have got it, some sites haven't. So we've got a whole sort of set of anomalies here at the moment. Now, with regards to Jackie Bakers and what they're doing, one of the things that I would like to, I've spoken to my group and I'd like to recommend is like have them in for a meeting about what they're doing. And I think that might be a good way for them to put their case across and for us to put our case across and sort it out that way. But with regards to the removal of all the rubbish at the moment, councillors, what are your views? Councillor Austin.
I'd go with what you were suggesting, Chair, and say we'll do this, we'll get rid of this now to make it a pleasanter environment for you, but this is a one-off. Hereafter, you need to be responsible for getting rid of any rubbish yourself. That's not signed up for when you took on your plot.
Yes, thank you. And again, I mean, other sites have, you know, a wood holding area and so on and so forth. So nobody needs to keep a whole load of wood. Yeah. But when the area is full, well, you don't need the wood, do you? So, you know, you've got to remove it. Councillor Orban.
Yes, thanks, Chair. I think I'm in agreement with Councillor Austin. Because we need to clear it, because we don't know who's put it there.
Yes.
We might have an idea or
yes.
two, but we can't prove it. So if we get a clean slate, we can start with that.
Right. So on that, because there's a couple of things here. So one of the things that we'll do is we'll write to them and explain, we will clear this, but from now on, this is, you know, this isn't allowed to be put up. So, of course, we don't know who's putting it there. Other sites have CCTV. One of the things that we're trying to recommend for this is that we put CCTV up in all sites. And that's, again, for their protection, but it's also for our knowledge because, again, it enhances our insurance and so on and so forth. So I would like to recommend that as well. What are your thoughts? I'll go Councillor Hetherington, Councillor Shonk, Councillor Green.
But are we thinking that somebody else might be dumping this here? Or are we thinking this definitely belongs to the site? We are thinking it definitely belongs
We think it's belonged to the site at the moment, yeah.
And a one-off, yes.
Thank you. Councillor Shonk.
Yeah, I'm into recycling. If you put them outside and put 3 to collect, how many of them would disappear? Plus, we've got this project. Is it the shed project? I mean, what we do is, because I work for other places, what we do is dismember them and use the slats of wood. Anyway.
Yes, you're right, and it's not that we can't get rid of them afterwards. The fact of the matter is we need to remove them first. What we do with them afterwards is a different matter. So initially we need to remove them, and so that's our priority. Afterwards, of course, I'm sure the technicians are quite well aware of like how they can remove pallets.
I'm not talking about our technicians. I'm just talking about people in general. I mean, people at my age, I can dismember these pallets.
Councillor Shonk, I just have to inform you that the pile is increasing, not decreasing. I don't think anybody's taking anything away. That's slightly the point.
Can be done.
It can be done, absolutely. And we wish it would. However, it isn't.
Could be.
Councillor Green.
I think anything that's not on people's plots, we should just clear. If it is on people's plots, we should ask them to clear.
No, because we make a rod for our own back that way. We'd be clearing constantly because it's a case of like, oh, if we just move it to one side, then somebody's going to come and pick it up. We don't have the capacity to be able to do that all the time. It's not within the contract that you could just move something off your plot and we're going to come along and tidy it up.
That's what you're doing.
This is a one-off.
As a one-off. It's a one-off. Clear everything that's not on there. People's sites. If it is on their site, then it's a bit harsh to just turn up and clear it. It's obviously going to use it.
We're almost talking about the same thing, but slightly different. I'm more than happy to let Councillor Organ talk, and if not, I'll explain.
Yeah, Chair, I think the whole point is to clearly surround the plots, not to take anything off the plots themselves. I think that's right.
Yes.
That's for them.
Yes.
To deal with and not clear off their plots, put it on the side.
Yes.
That's something.
Yes. And we would be writing a letter to explain that we are going to do this, but we are just clearing the periphery. So we are effectively saying the same thing. We're definitely not touching anybody's. Okay.
But I just said.
It is, but it's what I said as well, which is why I'm questioning why you said it. So, okay.
The other point I wanted to make is if you're wanted to point out to the plot holders that rules are rules, there are rules. It's sometimes a good idea to invoke our insurance as a reason.
Absolutely. I believe me, I will be, and I am. Thank you.
Could I ask one more question?
Yeah, go on.
Could I ask if the installation of further CCTV on sites that got here, would they all channel back into one place? And two, what the cost would be?
Right.
With a rough idea.
Sorry, I've got 3 different conversations going on at the moment. If I could just have people listening to the question being asked. Sorry. Thank you. Sorry, Councillor Orban, would you like to say that again, please?
Yeah, what I'm asking for is what the cost of CCTV on the rest of the sites, and the result of the CCTV comes into one link, one area, and that's dealt with. And where is that? I mean, does it come into a specific PC or?
So I won't go into the specifics.
No.
But each 2 sites, Chiltern East and Chiltern West, have CCTV.
Yeah.
If you wish to proceed, we would investigate over the summer the costings, how that would work.
Yeah.
There's a few different ideas because you could then be looking at UK power networks being involved, installing electricity lines in meters. But there are alternatives of solar power cameras and things like that. So that will come back to the next meeting.
Oh, that's fantastic.
With a full
Okay.
report.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah.
So in this particular part, like I said, it's broken up into different bits. There's the Jackie Baker's problem with selling plants at the moment, which we don't recognise. I'm going to write to them.
One of the allotments has a shop, is that right?
It's, yes, Chiltern Lane, one of the Chiltern Lane ones.
Can I ask what the difference is? I don't quite understand what the difference is between their selling plants and having a shop.
It's the shop to sell stuff.
It's specifically
Yes.
internal.
Yes.
Right.
This is Jackie Baker's Allotment Society, which is, they've created their own society.
They're selling external
Yes.
to public, right? Yes.
No, selling to each other,
All right,
but for money for their own group, which they're then using to buy things for their own group,
right.
which necessarily is a breach of our rules.
And it's not benefiting every plot holder then?
But it's also, it doesn't,
Yep.
goes against our rules.
Understand it, right.
We stop. Right. So that's the first thing. It's going back to that. That's the first thing I'll be writing a letter. Is everybody happy with me to do that?
Yes.
Thank you. Recommended seconder, Jane Hetherington. The second thing, of course, is the issue of going in and clearing the site on the Jackie Baker's plot, informing them that we're going to do that, explaining that it's a one-off, and then clearing it.
Yeah.
Yes, we're okay with that. Again, myself and Jane Hetherington. And then the second part of that is installing CCTV on that site.
I propose that we investigate that, Chair.
That's
and
fine.
Come back.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll second that. Are we all in favour?
Yes.
Can I just say on that? If Jackie Baker's site, if there's people there that have been selling plants, as long as I don't know, and they're buying or renting it off us, is that too much harm to us?
Oh, we should get.
It's about recycling and reusing stuff.
Is it causing any harm?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's a breach of the rules.
It's a breach of the rules. So if they can do it, everybody can do it. So it's either one or nothing. You know what I mean? It's like all or nothing, rather.
Is selling plants to each other for the benefit of the allotment? Each other.
It's to benefit the group that are doing things against the rules. So at some point, that's why we need to talk to them. That's why we need to basically go in and have a meeting with this group so that they can put their case forward, we can put our case forward. I'd rather have a conversation with them than decide on that issue, like, okay, they can sell plants. Because also I'd like to understand, you know, what they're doing as a group. Because officially they're not recognised by us at the moment. So if they want to be recognised by us at the moment...
Is this group all of the plot holders?
No. They have a site rep that they are, in essence, not going through. They're doing things themselves,
Okay.
slightly vigilante. So, I mean, again, they've probably got very good reason to do that. But let's have them have their chance to say, you know. Have I missed anything on that? Are you okay with that one?
No, only just it said have a designated storage areas. At some of the sites we have a designated bin for people to put metal off of their plots.
Yes.
And then a scrap man comes and takes it away.
Yes.
It works quite well on other sites, but obviously it's not on all sites.
Is that-
See, that just might make them just
Absolutely. Is that something that we have created on other sites or the allotment holders have created on other sites?
big site reps have initiated.
And we will suggest to the site rep that could be something that allotment could have and they could do.
Yep, it works well on some sites.
Yes. Okay. Right.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Yeah,
Ms. Hetherington.
from what we're saying here, and from reading through one of the pages later on, we've got to get some uniformity
Yes,
with the allotments.
yes. There's huge discrepancies.
Yeah,
And this
making that up as they go along.
this next one will highlight that in a way that you just wouldn't believe.
I read through it.
Yeah.
I'm saying this, I said, telling.
Item
I'm surprised.
4.3 taps. Who'd like to take this one? Are you guys or
Yep,
shall I
thanks,
pass you
Chair.
on?
No,
Okay.
that's fine. This report asks members to consider changes to allotment tap provisions following an investigation into the water usage on allotments. So this is asking for the inclusion to remove unauthorised taps that have been installed on some allotment sites and then to level up and install additional taps on the other sites so it's fair usage and fair access for the plot holders. Members are asked to consider removing the additional taps causing operational issues and installing the taps that are removed from that site on the other sites to level up.
So to put that in plain English, we've got one site that the site rep guy has put in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 taps and has charged people for them. Now, I'm not entirely sure what the charge is or where that money's gone. I'm sure it might just be for parts. But what has never happened with those 18 taps is permission from us. Now, as you can imagine, that site has now, doubled all of their taps, which means the site across the road, when taps are on, get no water. So they might have some taps, but they are of no use. So this is the issue that we're having with regards to, equity across sites. Councillor Green.
Used to be that we didn't allow taps at all.
Ooh,
We only had dip taps.
did we? Oh, I like it.
So that they had to use watering cans rather than hose pumps.
Nice. It's controversial, but I like it.
Chair, having read this with disbelief myself, we should remove all those taps. Now, if he's bought them, if whoever's put these in, it's their taps,
Yes.
not ours.
Yes.
Theirs. So they can have. We'll tell him we're taking them off. He can have his taps back, or he could let us have them, and we could use them elsewhere. This should entirely up to him or her, whoever this is. But excuse my phraseology, but they're taking a piss here about water. They're taking that, and I think they're just running this place as they want to,
Yes.
without any respect for anybody else. And I think we need to take effectively, we're paying £10,000
Yes.
for water across this site.
Yes.
Now, if he's taken a lot of that water and he's giving it, I don't know what he's doing with it all, but if he's doing that, then he's effectively not paying for any of it, the extra water that he's using, and also he's not paying us. And we're having, this council and our council taxpayers are having to pay for this, pay for this person to do exactly what he wants on his allotment site.
We charge.
Yeah,
Yes.
Good.
However.
But what I'm saying is, David,
There's actually, it's other plot holders that are suffering.
yeah, what I'm saying is, David, that you don't have 18 taps for one plot. You can have one tap for one plot, can't you?
Yes.
And I think there was 9 around it, and I think that's what there should be.
So I think this is a classic example. I mean, this isn't Jackie Baker's we're talking about. So do you understand that each plot has its own set of problems, and unless we get equity across the site, it just becomes very difficult to manage, especially for our allotment advisor, who is doing a sterling job and going out, weekly to different sites and assessing them and so on and so forth. So we really are getting on top of it with regards to an audit. And there are so many anomalies that are not all I can bring in tonight that just would make your eyes pop. It's like, well, how long has that been going on? And so this is one of those things that we really do need to get on top of. Thank you, Councillor.
It feels to me like we need to be saying to people, look, other people in other allotment sites will complain.
Yes.
They don't have the same as you. You've done this off your own bat, whatever it be.
Yes.
And that's this invalidates our insurance.
Yes.
This is unfair to people on other sites. Seem to me to be the two main arguments to bring people in and make sure they are actually.
And I think, thank you, I'll get to Councillor Huxley and Councillor Eddings in a second. I mean, again, it's another reason why I want to write a letter, an introductory letter to start with, because then I'm going to be explaining things as we go down the line. And because we've been sort of like light touch approach with the allotments for such a long time, which has been fabulous in lots of ways, but obviously it has brought this to our doorstep now and we need to deal with it. Councillor Huxley.
Ruth's recommendation, page 2. So what about water butts? I have one at home.
Absolutely.
That's free water.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously you need something, a roof for it to bounce on and then go into the butt.
Yeah.
I second that, yeah.
And we most definitely are going to encourage people, but if I can just, I'll let the allotment.
I was just going to say that a majority of them do, and some of them have multiple. So I know one plot at least has at least 6 water butts on there. So they do try, but obviously we don't have any around.
Yeah, we encourage more use. And Ramsgate Town Council purchase some more if there's a capacity for more.
Volume,
That's actually.
Well, as Councillor Green says, I mean, the allotments did have tanks where you could just go and dip your hand into it. And if that's in a communal area rather than on a plot, then we might be able to accommodate for some of that. And I agree, it would be, yeah, we should, absolutely. And I think we can definitely provide more of those. Councillor Hetherington.
I was actually just going to.
Oh, okay.
Say water bus as well, and also parity. We've got to have parity. This is
Definitely.
Yeah, sorry, there's just one thing here. Amount of pipe work this gives them. Right?
Yeah.
Is he had a plumber in or something? Or is that still big?
Maybe he is a plumber.
That's all got to be taken out.
Yeah.
Probably is a plumber.
Yeah. So, I mean, you know, there's a lot to say, but in a nutshell, that's basically it, where we're going. We want parity. Obviously, there are some sites that we could include more taps because we've gone from one plot to half plots and so on and so forth. And so we are looking into that. We are looking into a consistent approach across the sites for the amount of plots ratio to the amount of taps. And this is the beginning of it. If that's okay. I think that's going to be a very difficult thing.
Taps are for host.
Yeah, I'm not sure we can do that this
If it
evening.
is in cans, you can use it.
Radical, but I'm not sure it's something I want to vote on this evening. It's definitely something we could discuss and bring to another meeting.
As the chair's already said, there's so many aspects that we could only bring tonight.
Yes.
One of there's been various ideas around the water, and I think getting this levelled up so it's fair usage over the allotment sites is a good first step.
Yes.
There are other measures that we've been looking at, even if taps were to remain, to having push taps, so they
Yes.
host pipes can't be, yes, so they go for a minute and a half, and then they cut off, so you can't run a host pipe.
Yeah.
Anything like that, we're looking to investigate and bring back to a future meeting. But I think at this stage, it's about making fair usage across all sides.
We could easily have done a 2-hour allotment meeting and forget everything else. We are keeping it simple for you as we go through. And so therefore, I propose that we go in and take those taps out and we start to look at parity across the sites, as we are with the audit that we are doing and so forth. Are we okay to let us continue doing that?
We did a proposal here, Chair.
The chair, before we start, can we ask why the taps are put there? Does it save a lot of walking for the older person? I don't know.
We did,
18 taps on one plot.
Unless you go and visit these sites and work on them. We don't know, do we? Pick up many of sites.
but there might be older people on other sites. Again, it's not parity, is it, Councillor Shonk? We have to make sure that these, these pipes have been put in without our permission, get taken out, and we look at the site and we see what the provision needs and so on and so forth. We had a £10,000 water bill. You know what I mean? And so I'm not sure the allotment holders are aware of just how much our water bill is. That is something, again, that we have to talk to them about and find other ways. Again, we've committed to carbon, zero, haven't we? So we need to be finding ways to save water. No, don't encourage a muncher. He doesn't do those with me. So the proposal was that we take the taps out and everything's seconded. And then all in favour. Thank you. Right. Item 4.4.
Okay.
Who's taking this one?
I'll take this one.
Thank you.
So this report covers amendments that have been highlighted to site representative volunteer agreements and the site representative group roles, and also the role of a site representative. So these amendments are for clarification on the duties, responsibilities, and they've just been checked against allotment law and just general ideas that we've had to make, clarifying that what can and can't be done.
So again, in a nutshell, different site reps, they've got different amount of site reps from different sites, depending on the amount of allotments and so on and so forth. We've also offer the site rep a free plot as a thank you for their work. Some site reps have more than one plot. We want to make it sure it's not written down at the moment, so obviously we need to add that in, which is why we're bringing it tonight. It's only the one plot that's offered, not your whole plot section that's offered, and so on and so forth. So it's a lot of sort of like, you know, crossing the T's and dotting the I's, really, tidying up exactly that. So that's why we brought that here this evening. Any questions? Councillor Orban.
Chair, I don't think there's a need for great discussion on this. I think the amendments are there, very clear, and I propose acceptance.
Thank you, thank you. Second by Councillor Austin. All those in favour? Thank you. Okay, moving on to 4.5, which is the allotment rule amendments.
Okay, so very similar thing. There have been several different things raised that we've looked to clarify in the allotment rules. In the report, you've got the reasons in there for the clarification. You will notice that 8.13 does mention metal raised beds. Given the agreement tonight, I'll change that to this.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Any questions?
I'll propose acceptance, Chair.
Seconded by Councillor Hetherington. All those in favour? Thank you. Okay, 4.6, allotment appeal procedure.
Okay, so this has been reviewed purely because of how the recommendations for termination and notice to cultivate terminations are done. Currently, what council agreed was the terminations are given to the chair of council to agree, decide, and then the appeal procedure is followed. In the appeal procedure, it mentioned that the chair of council was then on the panel, which, as far as I'm concerned, would have been a conflict of interest as made the original decision. So now what we're doing is we're making it chair of asset management. So it's a non-biased, fresh group of councillors and eyes, and then we've updated the procedure as well.
Great.
Yeah, lovely, exactly. So,
My job, didn't we?
we have a proposal. Yep, thank you, Councillor Austin, Councillor Hetherington. Thank you very much. Super. Number 4. Oh, sorry, all those in favour. Gosh, yes, I'm so excited. Right. 4.7. This is like, gosh.
You have had a bad day.
I have had a bad day. Yeah. This is getting better and better, though. I'm loving this. Right, so allotments audit. Who wouldn't like one of those?
So this, in summary, this asks members to consider the findings of a asset audit and determine the risk-led approach to managing, formalising, restricting and removing any assets that are high-risk activities across sites. Members are asked to determine the approach and to approve a risk reduction measure, retain any assets under formal control and remove any unauthorised and request further information. Don't know if the allotment officer wants to add to that. No?
It's quite self-explanatory, if that's
Pretty
okay.
plain,
Yeah.
clear. So I'll
Propose it. Councillor Hetherington, all those in favour? Thank you very much, that's carried. So, as we finish the allotment section, I really do want to thank both Sam and Dean for an incredible amount of work that has been done just to get an overarching view of what is going on amongst the sites at the moment. Like I say, we are, on the ground more having a look. We've sharpened things up in the office and so on and so forth. We're having meetings. I want to get this letter done. I want to get the newsletter done. And I've got a fabulous allotment folder that our allotment officer has put together for me. So it's the beginning of a bit of a journey. But thank you for your effort and time this evening on that, because it's made a massive...
That's why they got the phone out of Belgian banner.
Gosh, yeah. I was at a meeting. I didn't get anything.
Well, yeah.
So, thank you very much for that. Right. You're free. Okay. Item number 5, my second favourite thing at the moment, is the Radford House project update. Do you want to go
quick
through?
summary?
Yeah.
Yep. So the first item is summarises the activities that have happened over the past few months from Mrs. Clark, project manager, for the three strands that have been happening at Radford House. This is just to note.
Yes, that's a note from Charlotte Clark, our project manager, who again is absolutely doing sterling work behind the scenes. So all noted?
All noted, yeah.
Thank you. So 5.2 to receive and note the risk register as at June 2026.
So this is a regular report provided by the project manager, which was introduced to members at the last committee meeting. So this is also just to note the progress.
Yes. So again, you know, looking at this to give you an idea, I mean, Charlotte's absolutely on it. She wants to know who's doing what, when, why hasn't it happened? You told me it was going to happen that day and it didn't, why not, and so on and so forth. So she's basically being, you know, obviously it's difficult for councillors to do it for work and other various reasons. It's very difficult for our officers to do it who've got their own roles and responsibilities at the moment. And so this person at interim has absolutely pushed things forward. So that is a very visual, colour-coded reference to what's happening, and if it isn't, why isn't it? Are we just noting that?
Helps.
Yes, noted.
Yeah,
Thank
noted,
you.
yeah, thank you.
Thank you. 5.3 to receive and approve a draft business plan for Radford House. The specifics of the plan will be returned to the committee for approval throughout the year. Members are asked to give Ms Charlotte Clark authority to apply for any relevant grants. And this is the main reason we're doing this at the moment. So it's not intended that there should be any delay to the project whilst funding is sought. Rather, funding will be for capital items that the council can't afford and future running costs. So with regular updates, both Stephen and I are in contact with Charlotte and all the time with Councillor Green about what's going on, and looking forward, she has got to apply for some grants now, so which is why this is being brought to council now, so that again we could sort of like come back to this at a later date. Councillor Green.
Just like to say our last was a great step forward.
It is. Yeah.
If I can, I attended the online meeting this morning with urban surveyors and Charlotte, and one of the things that we discussed was getting applying for grants, etc. So she's actually doing it as we speak.
Yes.
Well, she's probably watching this actually,
Yes.
but she's probably doing it as we speak because she wanted to get on with it and get it done. Fully support her with the work that she's actually doing. I'll also make some comments when we come on to it that's not in public.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So
I've made a couple of suggestions.
okay. So I want to do this piece of work for credit. And again, this will be at a future meeting because she has made an absolute comprehensive business plan with all the work that we've done from meanwhile use, with the abilities that we have as council, but also the ethos we have as a council and to our residents, and you know, so put things in different strands. And again, we are really bringing this up just at the moment so that we can authorise her to apply for funding. We're not glossing over the business plan because this really is an absolute master of works. We will come back to this at some point.
Chair, sorry, if anyone else wants to speak. But in relation to the business plan, something the council has been saying for quite a while about getting a proper business plan, and this is good work that Charlotte's done, and I think it's brilliant. And I'm with you on that. Let's move forward.
Absolutely, thank you. So we are voting on that, aren't we? Sorry, Councillor Shaw.
Are we voting on that, or is this being?
We are voting on it, aren't we? I believe.
Yes,
for her
to
be able
approve
to.
the plan and authorise the.
I'm not in favour of this.
That's okay. You can abstain. You don't need to tell us why. So I propose that we accept this. Seconded with Councillor Alban. All those in favour? Thank you. All those abstain?
No.
Thank you. Okay. Item number 6, Charlotte Court. I cannot tell you how much fun the asset management committee is. So Charlotte Court, let me explain. Charlotte Court had got to the point where even our own technicians were not feeling safe by going in and maintaining it. At that point, I recommended that all the benches and the small wooden fencing around the foliage was removed because it was becoming an issue with police down there constantly, lots of antisocial behaviour amongst different groups, but it was becoming a very dangerous place for our residents to be. That was done by the technicians. Things have improved since then. They can also go and maintain things since then. We don't want that to be a permanent issue, but we need to basically sort the problem out immediately. The idea is also that we populate that site as much as we can for residents. So things like offering it to various groups for market stalls, weekend activities and so on and so forth, so that the site becomes an area that people feel safe in and want to use. But it was a bit of a antisocial issue at the time and we needed to change that. We were not being able to maintain it and our technicians were fearful of going down there. And I'm sure none of us want that. So that happened immediately. We do have other things in play, but before I carry on, is there anything that the Deputy Town Clerk wants to say?
Other than what's been set out in the report, which I don't know, I'll let you.
Oh, okay.
Go, and then I'll chip in after.
Okay, so that's about the background for this. You know, we were looking at a CCTV, like it says, physical deterrence, multi-agency meetings, and so on and so forth, and controlling measures as well. There was an idea mooted with regards to gates, of which I believe that we had at one point, and they were vandalised and taken away. I'm sure Central Harbour councillors know only too well the problems of this area. So
we had a really useful meeting in Charlotte last week with representatives of the town clerk, Central Harbour councillors, representatives from the police, mental health agencies,
yes,
etc. And we're starting to get an action together, but this is part of that.
Thank you. I would be very happy. I mean, if you'd like to report back to me, because I know that my time is limited, but I would be happy to assist in any way I could, and to keep me in the loop so that I can make sure that things move forward to us. And anything that you would like us to bring to the asset management meeting so that we can vote on it,
great,
please do let me know, because I do think this is an underused resource that we have that could be absolutely beautiful. You know, it's a historic part right in the centre of town. And people were just not using it because they didn't feel safe there. And that's not fair on anybody. Well, I'll let you.
Yep, so to go off what the Chair's explained, it's been identified for access control measures, particularly possibly installing fencing and a lockable gate to allow the public to still access and go through, but then to separate the baton court. Which is a possible next step. It's been requested by the police. Obviously, considerations have to be made with planning, costs, policies, implications, and restricting the access to the public. Members are asked to consider whether to progress the access restriction option, explore alternative deterrent measures, and provide direction on the next stage of the work. If the quotation that's mentioned in the report is figure only, so if you do wish to progress, there would be funds needed and brought back.
Yes, Councillor Orban.
Chair, I having talked to Town Clerk yesterday in relation to this, I was in agreement with really that we should pull this report, not making the effort to pull it, but not to make any recommendations, subject to further investigation and further advice.
Okay.
Recommendations.
Okay, Councillor Shonk and then Councillor Green.
This part of Ramsgate has been a problem for about 15 years. I think the matter is, and we've had police meetings and police meetings, this will be on the police station. It's their responsibility to make the streets safe. We're paying £52,000 on security funds. I've done that garden in the past. I had to cut hedges down because it was used as an open toilet, men and women. It was lovely because the Tonk people use it. I'm not saying other people can't use it. I would say that we should keep the fencing, and otherwise whatever plants are in there should just be walked across. It's not controlled enough. That's the biggest problem. And the less people who use it, it's a police matter. Why aren't they doing their job? When we had other policemen go, they would take the tins away, pour it down. See them again?
I wonder, as the Kent County Councillor, if you could ask the police why they're not doing their job then.
I'm in there every week.
Absolutely.
Go in there, I will do that.
And then if you could report back to us what they say to you, that would be excellent.
I mean, I'll go back a long way. I've actually brought Matthew Scott, the crime commissioner, down there twice into that part, and we saw everything that we were talking about then.
Okay.
I'll have a look. I'll go to the police. I'll go to Margaret Police Station and ask them why they're not doing their job properly.
Okay, thank you. Councillor Green.
Well, the police do their job, but they're not there all the time. And if they are there and they arrest somebody, they then have to take them to Margate, which takes two of them out of operation.
Yes.
So they're then not there.
Yes.
So that's why we've introduced our security teams, because they can take action and they can work with the police. So they can help the situation. But the best way to discourage antisocial behaviour is to get the public to use the site.
Yes.
Exactly that.
And
Yes.
If we can do that, that will help considerably. I would hesitate about restricting access, because I think that would be we may have to do it, but that would be a detrimental step.
Okay, thank you. I've got Councillor Hetherington, then Councillor Alban. Councillor Hetherington.
Yeah, I actually agree with Councillor Green. I mean, I was quite shocked about the removal of the benches, which when you told me about it, actually, about doing that. Because I think it's a public place and people should be entitled to use them. But then having said that, I'm also aware that when I walk through there, I can see people that really need a porch-like referral. Well, it's the truth, isn't it? But, you know, if you try and address issues with them, which I have tried to do, you don't really get too much response. We don't want it turning into a no-go area because we've got stables backing onto that. We've got tables there and we've got the other cafe and people sitting out there, which is kind of raising the tone there from us. We've got people using the space as well.
Yes.
So
Yes.
a bit of a catch-22.
Thank you. Councillor Alban.
It will certainly help once Thanet District Council get the SPO up and running, which I'm hopeful which will come to cabinet, and so which we will do that very soon.
Are they going to authorise our security team
Authorise them.
to use it?
I don't know that. Can't tell you that. I think it's for the police to do that, providing they work with the old bill.
No, it's TDC.
Yeah, it's TDC, the SPO. We put that forward, or the council put that forward. But it's the police who normally operate the SPO, because they can use that for the powers that they've got to make it easier. But
That's why I asked. TDC was going to offer to authorise our security.
Right, well, we'll deal with that later. Let's deal with this now. So this is basically to receive a written report, but I do agree with Councillor Alban with regards to the element of fencing it off, which obviously I know that Horse and Groom and other places might like that, but it's an issue that we might have to come back to. One, because we're not necessarily sure at the moment with regards to the height of the railings and so on and so forth. So if it's okay with council, I'd like to bring that element back to another meeting when we have a little bit more information. And again, you've spoken to more people about this, multi-agency chats and what have you, if that's okay. Councillor Austin.
Can we pick up the suggestion of allowing free use and go ahead with that?
Most definitely.
So the other things will come back to another meeting when we've got more information. We can go ahead with that straight away.
Definitely. So please, if you do have groups that would use it, you know, get them to come through the council and ask for permission, what have you.
We ask the deputy town clerk to publicise that.
And I have suggested that we go back to the people that we know do things like handmade fairs and so on and so forth. And I do think we should suggest to those groups that they come back to us.
Want to charge.
No, we don't want to charge. We want it used. This is an offer. If they want technicians' help or anything like that, that's a different offer. But to actually use the space, then we would encourage it. Yeah. So anyway, all those, we lent it, we received it. Do we have to vote on it? We okay with it? Right, there we go.
Yeah.
Super. Right. And it's at that point where item number 7, where we've hit confidential items. So 7.1, it is recommended that under the Public Bodies Admission to Meetings Act 1960, as extended to S100 of the Local Government Act 1972, the public and accredited representatives of newspapers be excluded from the meeting for the following items of business on the grounds that they are involved in likely disclosure of exempt information as defined in Part 1 of the Schedule 12A of the Local Government Act 1972 by virtue of the paragraph specified against the item. Do we need a proposer for this?
Second.
I propose. Councillor Orban second. All those in favour? Thank you very much.